So when it comes to dressing and being in appropriate clothing that make it easy to be in Wisconsin winters and then summers and spring and fall, Nick has a lot of unique modifications he's made to his clothing, not just to make him more independent, but to make him more comfortable and really very practical for use. So I'd like him to talk a little bit about that.
And look better.
And look better, of course.
So first and foremost, I wear a chest strap. You don't see it right now, and I'll show you why in a second. But it is one of the most important things to my independence that I have. So most people with my level of injury, let's say that they spasm and their foot comes off their foot plate, and they either have to wait until someone comes along that can move it, or they have straps around their feet or something. Well, because of the chest strap, I can lean forward and move my foot around if need be. But it looks like it doesn't look very good. So what I do is
you don't like the look of the chest strap.
No, I don't. I mean, it's weird to have a strap going across here. So what I do is I take my clothes to tailor, and I wore this shirt specifically because it doesn't have the Velcro on there. I think it's just easier to see. So I just have a slit in the side of my shirts, and my chest belt goes through there. I buckle it, and you can't, really tell that it's even there, but I can tell. It's very useful. So that is one modification. And then one of the modifications that I don't actually have with me, because it's 80-some degrees out today. So I wear a lot of sweaters and pullovers. And I'm right-handed, so I'm always leaning on my left elbow. And I ruin shirts because I tear through the elbow. So I got the same person that does the modifications on my shirts for the side, which he does on the long sleeves too. I have him add suede elbow patches because that's usually the first thing that wears out of the elbows. So that's a good tip for wheelchair users because you'll probably do the same thing. So for winter, one of my many winter coats, I've had, and actually if you can hold this up to show people. So I just take a regular pullover. Yep. And I add these zipper pulls to everything. They're great. And then you can turn that around. So what I do is I have the same tailor cuts out a portion of the back, and actually to get over my seatbelt. And what I do is actually make sure I don't want to punch in the face here. To get it on, do it up over my head, and then on the front I have these little poles attached that I can hook onto and pull down. And then here are the zipper pulls. The ones that I buy have the little plastic so it stays open. And there. One of my coats is a little bit tighter fitting, and I had a couple of these zipper pulls sewed onto the back so that I can just reach back, hook my thumb in it, and pull it down. But it goes over my chest strap, and I wouldn't really. For years, I never wore a coat. I would just wear a thick sweater all day and be hot during the day and kind of cold when I went outside, but it was compromised. Well, now I don't have to do that. So.
And then you don't have to sit against all the bunchiness.
Yes.
Since you have the cutout. That's that.
And if you don't cut it out, it won't. You won't be able to pull it down the front. It'll end up being stuck up here. Mm-hmm. Which it'll work okay, I guess. But.
And although you had to purchase the modifications for it, it's just a winter coat that you can buy at any store.
Yep. And it doesn't need to be a pullover. I have most of them are pullovers, but if it's a full zip, what I do is I have, when they modify the back, I have them put a stitch across the zipper around mid zipper, so that it doesn't, like when I go to take it off, if I unzip it, if it comes all the way undone, I won't be able to get it started again myself. So I put a little stitch in there to stop it, and then to take it off, I usually try to get it up first a little bit, even though my shirt is restrictive.
And again, you're leaning against your chest strap.
Leaning against my chest
to get
strap.
that off.
Yeah, everything revolves around the chest strap. And for pants, what I wear, I'll need your help to. These I do just purchase how they are. There are several companies. This is my favorite one. These jeans are made specifically for people that use wheelchairs. There are no back pockets for pressure sores. There are minimal seams in the back. Again, for pressure sores, and they are flat stitches, so you're not sitting on a bunch. And the way they're made, like the butt is bigger, so it's made for a seated position.
So that the back isn't.
Yes, the back isn't
down.
way down here, and the front, yeah. So, and they're, they cost the same as any other, like nice jeans. And then I also have on the bottom, I did have an extra piece sewn in, so that it expands. That's because to fit over my leg bag, which I will show you how I do that. But so I have that piece added. That's it for that.
Yeah, so those are kind of the main things that you do. Using this chest strap to control your trunk, allowing you to get things on and off, to lean against, to reach, and then modifying the sides so that you can fit that chest strap through. Modifying jackets so they're short in the back, and then having the pulls so you can get them over you. And then the jeans, taking out the seams and putting a little extra dump in the back so that you can actually sit in those jeans instead of having them slide down all day.
Yep. Oh, I almost forgot the rain flag.
Oh, yeah. Because we have covered cold.
Yes.
We've covered warm, and now let's cover rainy.
So anyone that sits in a wheelchair knows that if you're out in any brief amount of rain, your lap gets wet, and I can't just go home and change clothing. So I had this made. I just bought some waterproof, breathable material, and so what? On my chair, down by my feet, and then behind here, there's where the calf supports are. I have magnets that I just a couple dollars at the hardware store, and I duct taped them to my chair. And then on the Rainfly, I just had some metal washers sewn into it. And then the top has magnets. So what I do is, I take the Rainfly holes here, and I hook it over my feet eventually. Magnets to the back. Magnets to the back. And those magnets on there. Well, But anyway, so yeah, it covers me, and then the magnets hold it so that the wind doesn't just blow it off. Then I have a raincoat that I put over that comes this way, and that way I can go outside and not get wet, which comes in handy. I needed it last week at work. So, and this is not something you can buy, but if you know someone that's fairly handy, and I think I have a pattern for it somewhere, that if you got a hold of Dr. Caldera, I could probably try to send you the pattern. But yeah, this thing has been great, and it folds up. I have a little bag for it that it folds up, and I can just stick it in the pocket of my raincoat. So
I could think that this would also be useful when it's snowing.
Actually, another thing that I did is I bought a down sleeping bag, and I had it modified, so I cut it the same shape as this, so it actually velcros to the inside of this, so that in the winter, there's a down backing to this, basically like snow pants. Mm-hmm. So yeah, thanks for reminding me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, those are great. Thank you for sharing. I know, but I don't help because I know you can do it all. Mm-hmm. So really in Wisconsin, you have to be ready for every sort of weather. Rain, snow, heat.
Sometimes
cold,
on the same day.
Sometimes all in the same day. So it's really lightweight gear, stuff that you can buy at a regular store and then have modified. So it's not something that maybe you come up with the first moment that you're trying to figure out what to do, but over time you can really figure out how to have the right equipment for whatever you'd like to do.
So when I first started driving, I got my first van, 18 years ago, 19 years ago. I got these straps. There was a company that used to make them, and it was because I need trunk stability. I don't have lateral supports on my chair. So like going around a corner while I'm driving, and momentum brings me over, not good. So these straps are just it attaches around the backrest of my chair, and it's heavy nylon with Velcro, and so I just strap it. It's not just for driving. If you're a passenger, it helps too. So now, I don't fall over. Well, the company stopped making them and went out of business, I don't know, 6-7 years ago, last time I bought one. And the Velcro wore out, and I think it ripped. And so I went to the shoemaker, and I gave her my old one, and she made this one, and I had her make a couple of them, actually. So, and honestly, I think she charges less than I think the originally were like $150. I think she makes them for me for $75. So I had her make me a couple of them. And again, like I don't have like a link or anything to these, but this is stuff that, if you can think of it, someone can make it. This is just sewing. This isn't, rocket science. So I would suggest, if you do have an idea of something that you think would help, go to someone that, that you think that they can make it, because chances are they can, and it's probably not as expensive as you think it is.
Mm-hmm.